Good morning, grade sevens. It's so great to speak to you guys again. And today we are going to do something that we haven't done before. We're going to speak about visual literacy and specifically about pictures or photographs. All right. So the reason why we do this is you need to be able to explain and analyze pictures as part of your grammar. All right, so we are going to make sure that you learn how to understand and analyze different pictures. So I'm going to give you in this exercise today, we're going to focus on one picture, and then tomorrow you'll have the second picture that you also have to analyze and answer questions about. All right, so the first thing we're going to focus on, when you look at a photograph, I have given you these two pages. First of all, this page has this photograph on it, and we are going to analyze this specific photograph there. All right, it's a picture about an old man. He's standing with a suitcase all alone. His feet are standing in one of the waves there, and you have different textures there, and I'm going to tell you now exactly how we're going to look at this picture or photograph and how we are going to analyze it. The first thing that I want us to look at when we look at a picture is you will see that there are certain things in the foreground, in the front, and then certain things in the background that you can focus on. There's also lighting that you can look at. Is it very dark? Is it light? Is there a play that it's light in the foreground, for instance, and maybe it's darker in the background? Those are things we will look at. Then we will also make sure that we focus on things like the costume, whatever the person is wearing. We will look at if there's any text written with it. All right. And the other important thing is we look at the shot, the camera angle, basically, that they use, because you do get different angles that they use for different pictures. We're only going to focus on 3 types of shots. The first one is a long shot. And in a picture like that, you will see the whole person, if it is a human or object or animal, you'll see the whole object in that shot. And that we call a long shot, where you can see from the head to the toe and the background and foreground as well. Then the next shot we will focus on is a close-up. Now with a close-up, you get different. You get an extreme close-up where you will basically only see a part of the face of the object or the animal or person, or you get a medium shot where you'll only see the face. All right. A medium close-up is you focus on the face only. And then the next one I want us to focus on is, we call it a medium shot, and you get the over the shoulder shot that you can look at, and basically that means that the shot was taken over the shoulder of another person, and you see the face of the person that usually they're in a conversation, and you will see the one's face and it's shot over the shoulder. That's the angle we call it. But if you look at the picture we are looking at today of this old man, you will see that this is a long shot, because we see the whole figure, we see the whole man and the foreground and the background. So this is what we will look at. The next thing is you need to look at the focal point. What is the first thing that catches your attention when you look at this picture? When you look at it, you will see that you focus on that man. You focus on the old man. All right. That's what you see first of all. The next thing we will look at is there maybe the use of texture, line, space? How did they use that? If you look at this picture, you'll see the only texture we are aware of here is the sea. You see the water and you can see some of the foam on it, and there's definite texture there that you can focus on. Then the next thing is the use of space. If you look at it, you will see that the man is basically standing at the foreground of the picture. The sea is in front of him. You see his shadow there in the foreground as well, him holding the suitcase, and he is spaced in the foreground, and in the background we see the sea. And that is what you will focus on with that. The next thing is we can speak about the use of light. Is it light or dark? There's a lot of light in this picture. All right. We've spoken about the type of shot, that this is a long shot. All right. And then a lot of times you will be asked to explain, what do you think the message of this picture is. If you look at this, that will be your own interpretation. I will give you in the questions that I'm going to give you about this. You will see that I do ask you that. What do you think the message of this picture is? And you will give me your interpretation, but don't just say the first thing that comes to mind. Look at that picture. If you look at it, you could possibly think that this man is all lonely in his old age. There's no one with him. We could go deeper and think that he's standing with his suitcase there, which could indicate that maybe he's on his way somewhere. Maybe he has all his belongings in that suitcase and he's feeling really sad and lonely. It's definitely not a very happy picture. You don't feel like, wow, he's having so much fun. It makes you feel sad with this character that you see in this picture. So you will be also looking at that. And then I will ask you, it's only 3 questions that I ask you about this, but I give you the memo as well. And then there's a second picture that you will only do tomorrow and not today. And there you will also be able to look at all the different characters in this picture. You'll be able to see how the lighting plays a role, what's in the foreground, what's in the background, how did they use light, what's the focal point, for instance. And you'll be able to discuss that as well as you look at that, and then give me the answers for the questions about that one. We'll do a lot more of that, grade 7s. We will discuss all of that and more different types of angles and shots, and then you will learn more about that. The thing we do in visual literacy after this is we'll also focus on cartoons, which is quite fun as well, and a lot of humor used in that as well. But for today and tomorrow, we are focusing just on pictures. So use this information, try and interpret it, and we'll do a lot more so that you will understand it. Well, this was great, grade 7s. It's so much fun to speak to you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to get through this and see each other face to face. Thank you. Bye-bye.